I'm expecting it to be pretty tough. It's going to be long, but I'm so excited about getting to see the best parts of Wanaka by doing the Red Bull Defiance.
The conditions were really tough last year, but we loved it. New Zealand's such a spectacular place, and everywhere you look, it's amazing.
I have seen probably the strongest field on races in New Zealand here today. It will be the toughest competition, and it will be a fast race.
He couldn't sleep, he was that excited.
This is like Christmas for adventure races.
The best thing about today is we're in Wanaka. I suppose with the scenery comes the pain, right? You've got to get up to the top of them to see the views.
First day is actually relatively fast, and I think it's probably more about pacing yourself for day two. The mountain bike's definitely got some really steep pinches. It's not an easy bike ride, and you sort of got to conserve a little bit of energy through that ride.
Well, you had the minaret burn, and that's where it gets a bit chaotic, and then you have a hiker bike, which is a change of muscle, and it's often a little harder than what people expect, and you can be caught behind people. It's a little narrow track. It's the last big grunt before you start getting into the more downhill part of the ride.
Absolutely loving it, and I got the best partner here.
Just the gentleman.
The run, it's relatively short, it's 11 kilometres, but it's steep and it's pinchy, and your legs will hurt. There'll be a lot of lactic acid as you get up there.
It's just such a brutal course, you know, testing. Every year it's the same, but every year it's different, and every year it's tough. She's been telling me.
Shh. I'm scared of heights. Just try not to look.
As you get off the abseil around the backside of Diamond Lake, it's a little bit faster, and it's just a good paddle home.
Keep those hands together, well done, gents. Team Ireland, Brandon Curry, bring it home. Taking up first place for stage one today.
You cross day one, and you have to pat yourself on the back because these races are tough, but you have to enjoy those finish line moments because you don't know if you're going to make tomorrow's.
I reckon there'll be some pretty tired bodies going around. Some of the people coming in later in the field haven't had much rest, so I feel for them. We'll have a good day.
3, 2, 1.
Day two is definitely one of the most challenging parts of this race. There's a lot of fatigue in the legs, and the kayak is definitely a great start. It's kind of social in its own way.
So this is a special stage where they come in for the claybird shoot. They've got one claybird coming out from the white container here and 2 shots. If they get it, they keep going. If they miss, they do a penalty lap around the pond and then head off.
Criffle ride it's a bit of a beast of its own. It's relatively steep, it's very consistent, and it's not till you drop off the back that you get some relief. I think the beauty of Red Bull Defiance is that it is a 2-person team race. There's a lot of individual races out there, but this team kind of racing just adds a whole new element to it, and you can take yourself further and probably deeper than you would when you're by yourself racing. We're looking at about 2.5 hours of riding for the fastest teams, and then into the beast of the race, which is the skyline.
It is the longest, hardest, most arduous part of the race, and it just so happens to come at the end.
So we just got to keep pushing. Don't push too hard, but keep pushing. Once you get to the ridge, it'll get a little bit easier. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Yeah, you still got to put yourself in that hurt locker and handle that. That's where we are right now.
It's about respecting the terrain. At the end of the day, your biggest competitor is the course, and it's pretty unforgiving country, so managing yourself and your teammate and getting to the finish line is accomplishment number one.
We just were in really good rhythm. Both of us were, I think, in really good form, and we didn't have to really hurt ourselves, but we just sort of got to keep going at a good pace the whole time.
It's been a few years since I've done it, and I've probably forgotten how hard it is, and it's fresh in the memory again, so yeah, it's good.
25, the race takes Simone Marcel Hagner!
I don't think we expected that. This is the first time we've met, to be honest with you. First time racing as a team, obviously, but Sio was an amazing teammate, and we just kept moving forward all the time, and we had highs, we had lows, but it feels pretty incredible.
It's probably one of the tougher things I've done, to be honest. Bob's an absolute machine. Like, he pretty much hit the tow line all the way up over Skyline.
That is hands down the hardest thing I've ever done. You know, you really want to test yourself, come here, because it's testing yourself in some of the most beautiful conditions in the world.